Hey, welcome back to the shop. I'm Jason and we are back working on Bertha. I've been getting some basic maintenance done. I did my oil change, I cleaned my air filter, and I rotated my tires. Because I rotated my tires, I now have to completely reset the TPMS. And it's kind of a stupid process on this truck, but I wanted to keep this video short and sweet, to the point. So we're gonna jump in the truck and we're gonna get started on step one right now. So, step one is we got to get in the truck and we're going to have to drive it. The manual says that we have to drive it. Whoops, let me get that radio cranked down. Parking brake, I know there's all these things that I've got to deal with just to drive your truck, right? I mean, come on. All right, don't hit the door trying to pull out. Okay, where were we? The manual says you have to drive the truck for greater than 2 minutes over 20 miles an hour, which means I can't do that in my driveway. So we're going to get on the road, make a quick loop around the block, and I'll be right back. You know, I figured while I'm driving, why not talk about the reasons why you might need to do this? The obvious reason being, well, I just rotated the tires. So now the sensors aren't in the same location that they were before. I don't know why Ford made this so complicated or convoluted, but it is. So in this first step, what I believe is happening is the tire pressure module is trying to read these sensors and it's a bit confused about where they are, which is where step two comes in, and we're going to find a way, through the process to tell the system that this sensor is here and this sensor is here on all four of them. Then we'll have to put air back in the tires so that, well, we have them set to where we want them, which will lead to video number two, where on my truck, this being an F350, I don't run full pressure all the time. I run full pressure when I'm carrying a load behind me or towing one of my trailers or something of that nature. So I actually run lower than factory pressures and the low pressure monitor turns on. Or I should say, better yet, it used to turn on before I adjusted it in ForeScan. So in our next video, what we're gonna do is we'll do those adjustments there. Any other vehicle that I've had, you go into the center console display or you go into the dash display and you hit tires and you hit reset and you go drive it. And the car does all the work for you. This one, you have to do the work for it. It is what it is. It's not all that difficult. Now I'm just kind of rambling along. And now I'll cut to coming back into the driveway. All right, we're rolling back into the driveway for step two. Step two, we're going to be putting the truck into pairing mode. Really, I don't know how else to explain it, but what we're going to do is we shut the truck down. We have to make sure to turn the key back on, and then we're going to cycle the hazard switch 3 times. On, off, on, off, on. And the horn just honked. It says train left front tire. To start, press brake. So I'm going to press the brake, and we're going to train the left front tire. So we got to get out. We're going to get our air chuck gauge, and to train it, we're going to be taking air out of the left front tire until it honks at us. So now, you're going to need a tire pressure gauge. And then we're just going to pull air out until it honks at us again. And we're going to start with the left front tire. This can take forever. All right, there was one. We're going to hold on to the valve cap because we're going to have to do this again with putting air back in when we're done. So then right front, and then we're going to do right rear and then left rear. It gets faster as we go. You can see how having an inflator after this might be important. It's a lot of fun with it being 100 degrees out here. This concrete is hot. All right, number 4, crossing my fingers. Crossing my toes and my Crocs. Ah! All right, let's see what it says on the dash. Door ajar. That's not what I'm worried about. All right, take a look up in there. It says training complete. And full power accessory mode. And you can see it's reading tire pressures now. Now you can see the tire pressures. And they're all low. So we're gonna add tire pressure or pressure back to my tires. Drive it again, make sure it all works. But essentially, here's your path. You're gonna drive it above 20 miles an hour for 2 minutes. You're gonna pull back into your driveway or wherever you're checking the air, turn it off, key back on, hazards 3 times. When it beeps at you, it's in training mode. Take air out of the right or left front, right rear, left rear, until it beeps at you each time, showing that it's complete. Then put air in the tires until everything's good. Hope this one helped you. Super simple. This time it wasn't. I don't know why. We'll see you in the next video.